Welcome back to another vlog review. Well, this month had no shortage of good and bad movie releases. And with so many films coming out around the same time, it's always a gamble on what's going to be outstandingly good or god-awful. And as I'm not one to play it safe, I put my money down on a little-known film called 47 Ronin. So, did my bet pay off? Well, yeah, I think it really did. If you liked the cinematography of Hero, the drama of The Last Samurai, and the action of House of Flying Daggers, then you will like this movie. 47 Ronin is the telling of the real Japanese legend of the same name. In this westernized version, our favorite monotoned plank of wood, Keanu Reeves, plays Kai, a half-Japanese, half-European boy trained in the deadly arts of killing by the mysterious creatures of the woods in 18th century Japan. But when he is found fleeing the woods in search of civilization, he comes across a merciful feudal lord who raises him as a servant. Years afterward, the lord is tricked into disgracing himself in the presence of Japan's ruling shogun. The lord is forced to take his own life, leaving his lands and his daughter in the hands of a malicious rival. With their master dead, the lord's once proud samurai turned Ronin are cast out of their land and the half-blood Kai with them. Ordered to never return and to never seek vengeance, under penalty of death, the Ronin vow to correct this injustice, even at the cost of their own lives. So, looking at the trailers, and with the inclusion of Keanu Reeves as a superfluous character not part of the original legend, I thought for sure this movie would be half-assed action schlock. Fortunately, what I got was a fairly somber and respectful representation of a deep-rooted Japanese story. Don't get me wrong, there are still plenty of liberties taken with the source material, but the message and the emotion of the tale are still there. And while not wanting to give too much away, I will say that I was rather pleased that they carried out the premise that they began without any attempt to make it more upbeat. It is, after all, a traditional Japanese tale. They didn't really do happy endings. By now, you might have guessed that I'm not a big fan of Keanu Reeves as a performer, but the film did use him in the best way it could, shoving him in the background and letting the actual Japanese actors carry the scenes. The sword-fighting action was used sparingly, and only after it was effectively built up and given weight by letting us spend time with the Ronin, just listening to their devotion to their belief that true justice was worth fighting for. Now, I did see this film in 3D, which is something I usually try to avoid, but the 3D was done surprisingly well. I don't think anything would have been lost in seeing the film without it, but if you're a fan of 3D, I would recommend it. Overall, it was a very enjoyable watch. While it may not be as culturally impactful as it could have been without the deviations to the traditional story, it's still a treat to see another country's myths and legends expressed on the big screen. In fact, I think Germany has the perfect subject for the next big holiday flick. Stay with me here. The Krampus that saved Christmas. The kids'll love it! But that's it for me for now. Until next time, I'm Darren with Moving to Blender.